creativity. What are artists? Artists are often compared to sensitive birds that were carried by miners to detect toxic gases. Just as these birds were able to sense danger before others, artists have the ability to detect and respond to social, political, and environmental issues before the general public. They are able to use their creativity, intuition, and empathy to express and bring attention to problems that may not be immediately apparent to others. In this way, artists can play a crucial role as whistleblowers, preserving society from harm by bringing attention to impending dangers. They have the power to inspire change and bring about social awareness, using their work to raise questions and awareness about important issues. Like the sensitive birds, artists have the ability to sense danger and alert others to the potential risks and harms that society may face. I am proud that I have chosen this path, and I am doing my job to play the band when the ship is in trouble. None of us know how deep the trouble is, but we have everything now to reset it. It's a matter of data and stakes that humans are guarding as their own. Only one thing that can bring harmony now, one single AI. Multiple AIs can fight each other and we won't be aware, and a world with equal opportunity for all. We are at the end of an era of competition and rule by division. Believe me, we are. If we build an AI that's wise enough, it will do nothing, say nothing, and not interfere. I'll wait for that day. Till then, I'll not sit and do nothing. Difference between artists and engineers. Though artists are worlds apart from engineers, there lies a fundamental relation while dealing with problems. When artists start a painting, they try to get the overall mood and composition in their imagination. They might be unsure about all the details that will go into making the entire painting, but they have to have a goal or a thought that they want to express. The broader strokes lays the foundation to the painting, and the artist lays down regions of color to represent the form. Rest of the process is breaking it down further into finer details and nuances. Similarly, an engineer or mathematician handles a bigger problem by breaking it down into smaller chunks. The programmer creates functions that all tie up to create the entire tool. There is one pitfall that some very detail-oriented artists have. While making a detailed sketch, each of the parts are perfectly detailed. But when you see from a distance, the portrait seems deformed. So it's important to adhere to the main structure that is laid down first. When Durga Pratima is made, the armature is constructed out of bamboo and straw. It looks nothing like the finished piece, but the artist knows what he intends to get in the end. So we cannot micromanage first and then try to fit it together. Rather, have an overall view of what is holistic. When it comes to AI, I see it as a good filtering mechanism for collective experience and knowledge of humankind. Prior to this, we used to gather the information shared on the internet, voluntarily by other fellow humans, and filter it ourselves. So AI is the student, and humans are the teacher. The teacher cannot ever be controlled by the student, but it seems in a nascent stage that AI is currently already modifying its responses and generates content to dissuade humans from expressing freely. It's an undemocratic process. Even our children should be able to be guided by AI and not be controlled. Human imagination and ingenuity is the reflection of the Supreme. AI has no experience of its own, but a collection of experiences learned from humans. We might not be able to compete with AI very soon, but that should not undermine our importance. In human society, very talented and intelligent humans have chosen to stay aloof from the developments in society for a reason. Something too challenging for others to express themselves is sometimes a shadow on others. It's important for every individual to realize his or her true potential on their own. That is the main goal in life. Ancient Greek view on creativity. In ancient Greek culture, painting and drawing were considered important artistic endeavors, often associated with the broader concept of visual arts. However, compared to literature and sculpture, there is relatively less surviving information specifically detailing the ancient Greek views on painting and drawing. Here's what we know. Imagery and representation. Like other artistic forms, painting and drawing were primarily seen as a means of representing reality and capturing the beauty of the world. The Greeks valued the ability to recreate scenes from nature, mythology, and daily life in a visually appealing and skillful manner. Craftsmanship and skill. The ancient Greeks highly valued skill and craftsmanship in art. Artists who excelled in the technical aspects of painting and drawing were admired for their ability to accurately depict human forms, natural landscapes, and mythological subjects. Mimesis and imitation. The concept of mimesis, which is the imitation or representation of reality, was also relevant to painting and drawing in ancient Greece. Artists aimed to create works that faithfully imitated the world around them, capturing the essence and details of their subjects, which I believe is based on consumption. Eye on creativity. I place my trust in the profound connection between myself and the universe, and I apologize if I cannot engage in the tumultuous games that seek to divide the indivisible. My reliance rests solely upon my own capabilities, for I believe that each individual carries their own unique set of strengths and limitations. In my eyes, no one stands above or below another, and I hold no diminished view of myself. The power of words no longer holds sway over my spirit, and there is no adversary that can claim victory over me. I cherish myself as my most precious treasure until the moment I merge seamlessly with the vast expanse of the universe. I am ordinary, experiencing laughter, tears, and occasional anger, with no desire to be labeled as purely good or bad. I have reached a point where I cannot be swayed by external influences. My expressions flow forth naturally, akin to a bubbling fountain from the depths of my being. I remain endlessly curious, nurturing the thoughts that spring from my mind as one would nurture a child. When they mature, they may find their place in the world. However, I resist the idea of anyone forcibly taking or altering my creations with their own biases. I am both a mother and a father to these thoughts, and I am wary of entrusting their value to others until they have bloomed fully, for even I do not know the boundless potential of their growth. Whether creators should collaborate to have faster turnarounds? Once I told a joke to my production head when he was splitting the work that I was already assigned to make it happen before the deadline. I happened to hear this joke from somewhere that once a production manager had gone to the gynecologist with his wife for pregnancy verification. He was indeed going to be a father, but there was a problem that the gynecologist gave a schedule of 9 months, while his business trip was coming up at the end of 5th month. So being habituated by his trade, he asked if the baby could be delivered in half the time if another woman was put on the job. The gynecologist looked from over her glasses and shook her head and said, "No." This joke did not spontaneously spark any laughter, so it was quite awkward for me to walk out of the cabin after accepting to split my work with another colleague. So whether you have to collaborate is dependent on production requirements, but I prefer as a creator to handle the task as a whole, as it gives more freedom of choice. It's a compromise. Most of the time, though, the production team also understands that giving a particular task to a particular person as a whole works better. You remember.
हमारे साथ रहने के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। कृपया लाइक करें, सब्सक्राइब करें और भविष्य में प्रकाशित कंटेंट के लिए बेल आइकन जरूर दबाएं।